Yes, I'm a mess, but I'm blessed to be stuck with you. Sometimes it gets unhealthy. And I'm not letting y'all let me cancel Daniel Caesar, okay? I know this is a very sensitive time. I know everything that everyone's going through as far as my collective makeup genetically. But let's just be honest. Daniel Caesar still got that throat, all right? You know what I mean. Let's not make this a thing. It's not a thing. You're only making it a thing because you want it to be a thing, but it's not a thing, I swear to God. Let's get into the songs playlist. It's been about a month and a half. Let's forget about the intro because that was nothing, and y'all are being weird if you make it a thing when it's not necessarily a thing. Drake, 1993. Glad we got off that topic with Playboy Cardi. Not really a fan of this track now that Playboy Cardi is on it, but you know what I decided to do? I decided to go with the old school method of doing things to the track and then putting it on your phone via iTunes, right? That method still exists. So I just got a looped version of 1993 with Drake, 1993 Pain. I'm in pain because of Cardi. I'm in pain because of George Floyd and everything that's going on right now, but I still really, really need and like this song. So if you like it, let me know in the comment section down below. It still bangs for me. I still really enjoy it. The next person that I decided to get out of the way on this list is Future with Too Comfortable. Love this track. I love everything that it stands for. It lets those around you know that you shouldn't be too comfortable, especially the women in your life. If you're a lady, then the man in your life. If you're gay, then your significant other that's the same sex. Whatever it is that you're into these days, all I'm saying is it lets them know you shouldn't get too comfortable because I could change my mind at any moment. I love the ambiance and just how laid back and tropical and relaxing this track is, despite it being a cut from Future. I think that's fantastic. Furthermore, we have more tracks from I think Kehlani, who actually really surprised me this time around with her drop. I haven't had an issue with Kehlani's music like that. All right, you all know. I think I still may have a review from Sweet Sexy Savage on this channel still. Please don't go watch that. And yeah, I think that album was okay. I didn't think it was amazing or crazy or anything. One thing that I've always loved Kehlani for was her ability to be distinct in a climate where there seem to be so many female R&B artists that kind of are crooning or kind of doing the same thing or the same method that Janae Aiko was doing, kind of whispery, kind of laid back tone, not doing too much to stand out, but kind of rapping and singing in a way that gets you to kind of understand the feminine struggle or whatnot. I'm not a woman, man, okay? So this music sometimes doesn't do anything for me. But Kehlani, I love how she stands out here. I really do. This record isn't my favorite of hers either, but I think it's better than everything else that she's put out because she stands out so much more. She has so much more of a dominating presence on this. She has so much more of a personality, I feel like, on this record. I don't think it's anything crazy, but I definitely could see why a Kehlani fan would be a fan of her after listening to music like this. I don't think there's anything really crazy about this project, but I don't think there's anything really wrong with it either. Some of it's just not for me, but I can see someone really loving this, all right? Especially the cut with James Blake. I really enjoy his voice. Is so smooth and soothing. He knows exactly where to attack the track. Lavender Lust from from Ramirez is another cut that I actually really enjoy. It's kind of giving me some West Coast fused with Miami vibes on this album. I don't really know too much about him or too much about where this inspiration has come from, but I would definitely recommend y'all check it out. It's something I could easily see somebody riding around to with the top drop, summertime vibes. I would definitely recommend it. Don't say I never did nothing for you, even though I never did nothing for you. A comma from Serpent with Feet. If y'all know me, y'all know how much I love Serpents with Feet. Y'all know how much I love Feet. Yeah, okay. You know how much I love Serpent with Feet's music. I really love Soil. If you haven't, you should definitely check out his Blisters EP. But he dropped another EP a couple days or maybe a week or two ago, and it's not my favorite. I'd say it's probably the least favorite out of his discography for me personally. But he does have a track on here called Commas, I believe. His voice bounces over these keys in this track in such a subtle but dominating way. It's like he doesn't have to try. The confidence in his ability just is there from start to finish. I definitely recommend checking out this track. I don't really see anything wrong with it. Enters the room and it knows that you want it. Relax. I know where I'm going here. Just follow me, but don't really follow me because I'm in my own lane with this right now, okay? So if it doesn't make sense, fuck you. But yeah, I like this track a lot. The piano is probably one of my biggest standouts for it. and also his voice. I just think he has such effortless control over his vocals. I just love how he handles these tracks. Next, we got Conway with, I believe, Streets Don't Love Nobody. It's a project that he did with Big Ghost. I'm not the biggest fan of this entire album. I still think it's a pretty decent record for Kanye. Wow. Conway. I think it's a decent record for Conway. And I think, like I said, this could have been a cut that he easily could have put off one of his own albums. Streets Don't Love Nobody, no matter what you do, no matter who you shoot, no matter who you sell to. Like, it's just, you're never safe out here is basically what he's trying to say. And I love that idea. Just nothing is going to protect you from something that is ruthless to everyone who participates in it. You know what I mean? So stop thinking you're a superhero. Stop thinking that you're the most respected, because the streets don't love anybody. They've proven that once. They'll prove it again. They'll keep proving it. Just don't get comfortable. Future said it first, all right? I'm not giving Future... Look, relax. All right, next track, Conway also dropped another track in defense of everything that's been going on with the riots that have been going on in Minneapolis and all over the country. Conway actually has some words to say on a new cut titled Front Lines. I love the way this track sounds. I like how even on the previous cut that I mentioned, he also talks about reparations even before this entire situation happened. And even on this cut, he's talking about, you know, police brutality and the fear and the anxiety that comes along with just being a black kid, a black man, being black in general in America. Also, a great line in here talking about how he outsells other rappers and you do their streaming numbers with the vinyl and the CD. I love that line in this record. TKN with Rosalia and Travis Scott. I really love the reggaeton in this record. And that's really it. The foundation of it is that's pretty much where my love for this record stops. Travis Scott, I don't need you to ever do the Spanish ting on a song. I just don't need it, right? You already sound like a robot. You already sound emotionless. Now I got this, like, you know, accent that's not even an accent. Like, the fact that he didn't even put an accent on it, man. It's not as sexy. Rosalia is kind of grooving and making it sexy in the beginning. She's all I really needed. I didn't need a Travis Scott feature here. I did not. But he's on it. I still like the groove. I like the reggaeton foundation of it. If you want to jump into it, hop in at your own risk, knowing that robotic Travis Scott is robotic Travis Scott, and that's probably what's going to happen. It's not terrible, though. Don't get me wrong. It's not terrible. But Rosalia, that's really all I need on this cut. gHerbo added some extra tracks to his PTSD album. I don't think this was the best move. Most of the tracks that are on the deluxe, I don't really fuck with like that. There are a couple, like maybe Friend or Foe, but I don't really think it's a necessity that you have to check out the deluxe. I think the original version is good as it is. Only one or two tracks from the deluxe I think you're probably going to get. And if I had to recommend one, I'd probably recommend Friend or Foe. You listen to it, you could probably see why. Listen to the rest, you could probably see why I'm not taking them shits with me. I was on FaceTime with someone the other day, and I was playing Avant in the background, and they were asking me who that is. Yes, for those asking, they were white. And I'm like, how do you not know who Avant is? So I figured if they didn't know, there might be some people out there that don't know. If you don't know who Avant is, bro, get cultured, my guy. Please go listen to Read Your Mind. Listen to Separated. Listen to his collaborations with Kiki. Like, come on, what is going on? How are you raised in this generation and you don't know the myth, the legend? Don't know who Avant is. You have to listen to Read Your Mind. You have to listen to Separated. You have to listen to Nothing in This World. You have to listen to My First Love. Listen to all that, all right? Just do it. Just do it. Don't ask me why, just do it. Freddie, Gibbs, and the Alchemist team up for what might... I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I like this album more than Bandana. I said it. Fuck it. You know, what you going to do? You going to beat me through the screen? You can't do that, right? Police brutality. I'll scream. Let's go into why I think that this new record, I think, from them is like one of their best. First and foremost, this thing just runs together so seamlessly. It runs and works together almost like there was no intent of it doing so. It just, you ever seen something that just naturally looks so beautiful? It's like a thick album. That's really all I can really describe it with. It's thick, it's juicy, it's lovely. It's one of those melons that you bite into and then the juice just spreads everywhere. It just like squirts everywhere. You don't really mean for it to happen, but it just happens. Number one, I really love the instrumental. I really love the piano under God is Perfect. I really love the guitars on the intro track, 1985. I really love the guitar on majority of this record, the way it's used, how colorful it can be on the track with Tyler, the Creator, how soulful and jazzy it can be on the track with Conway, how luxurious the production is with the track with Rick Ross. I just think everything here fits so perfectly, and the instrumentals transition at the end and go into the beginning of the next track like so effortlessly. Like, I feel like this is one of those albums that will be playing in the background and everyone's sitting at a round table eating steaks, drinking wine. You know, you got a butler, you got maids, everyone's cooking for you. It's luxurious, but it's like classy. It's so beautiful. It's soulful. It's mature. You know what I mean? I feel grown listening to this music, and it just fits so right. It does. It fits so right. So definitely give it a listen if you have not already. You should have. If you haven't, you're sinning and you need to be shot. Amine's got a new track called RiRi. I'm a little indifferent towards this track. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's got a nice groove to it, which is how I've been feeling about a good portion of Amine's music. Shimmy, I think, was the last track that he had, and I really fucking like that track. But this new one isn't bad. You know, I feel like obviously there's an album coming, second single they dropped in the past couple months. So I'm definitely expecting something soon from him, probably by August, I would say. We're probably going to get one more single before this. But yeah, definitely check out the RiRi single. I don't think it's crazy. It's also laid back. Lil Yachty from Lil Boat 3. I forgot the name of the track, but it's got Tierra Whack, it's got A$AP Rocky, it's got Tyler the Creator, and A$AP Rocky has kind of low energy in the beginning of this. I don't know why people think that A$AP Rocky is just one of the greatest rappers of all time. Dude was mid on this track at best. But we got Tyler the Creator and Tierra Whack that are really putting in work, really putting in the entertainment value, especially Tierra Whack on this track. I love this cut. This is probably the only cut that I love off Lil Boat 3. I don't really have many thoughts about the record other than it was boring, and I can see why Lil Yachty's sales are going down as quickly as my... Can I go there? I don't really want to go there. But yeah, I don't really think or see the appeal in Lil Yachty anymore. Like, I do, don't get me wrong, but with cuts off of his most recent record, all of it just feels bloated, really unnecessary. The appeal of a Lil Yachty, I feel, was much stronger when he was younger, but now that people are used to him and his style and his sound, I don't really think it does much for them anymore. That's just me personally. I'm speaking for a lot of people, and I probably shouldn't be right now. You probably hate me, but that's okay, all right? I'm here to be hated sometimes. But yeah, this track, it's got a Tokyo Drift sample. Y'all all know how I feel about those. Those always bang. They always go hard. I believe there was a cut that they used for the Injury Reserve cut off their self-titled record last year. They had a Tokyo Drift sample, right? So anytime you use these samples, you just cannot go wrong with me in Tokyo Drift. It's just a win automatically. And Lil Wayne even decided to add some extra content to his funeral album, a deluxe version. I liked a couple of the tracks here. Nothing too crazy. I really like the track with Benny and Conway, Russian Roulette. I didn't know that he had ties with or relationship with. It's just really hard for me to believe that Lil Wayne knows Griselda members but doesn't know 21 Savage isn't a fucking group. Really poppy. It's got a really grand, really large hook, something that I think I would have heard probably back in 2011, 2012, but the song works. I love Lil Wayne's flow. One of his best lines here is "Leave everything but the strollers." That was when I was like nicer, more compassionate or something like that. Listen to the track yourself, you can hear it, but I thought one of those lines was fantastic. Conway gives a pretty, I won't say phoned in, but nothing too crazy, you know, but I like this feature. Benny has a very awkward flow on this track, but it ends up working. I don't hate it. But yeah, definitely go into this with an open mind because it's not the most conventional track that I would hear a Benny or a Conway rapping over. But Wayne sounds really nice here, and I don't think that their features are amiss either. He also has some other cuts that are all right, but go into them at your own risk. I'm not co-signing the other ones. I just really like the Russian Roulette cut. Ding, did it, did it like me. Ding, did it, did it like me. Listen to Salieu. That's all I have to say to you. If you haven't heard him, listen. I'm putting you on. Okay, I'm giving you something to work with. Go in at your own risk, but I'm telling you, you're probably going to like it. I got a song for you in the description. You're probably going to like it, all right? When you like it, comment and tell me you liked it. That's all I got to say, all right? Don't say I never did nothing for you, even though I never did nothing for you. Last but definitely not least is the new Run the Jewels record. Man, oh man, did this album come at a better... Could this album have come at a better time? It couldn't have. Everything going right now as socially aware and vocal as LP and Killer Mike tend to be on their music, it's no real reason or like it's no real shock to me that they wouldn't drop amidst all the chaos right now. Like they need to say something. They should have said something. Most of this, I believe, was recorded, last year. Killer Mike actually has a cut. I believe one of the tracks here, Something in the Snow. Again, I'm pretty hazy on the track details because I'm still listening to it. I'm going to review it probably later on this week. You so numb. You watch the cops choke out a man like me until my voice goes from a shriek to whisper. I can't. Like, the fact that he recorded this last year shows you the state of the country, right? The fact that something can be relevant the next year when you recorded it the year prior, that should give you enough of a reason to understand why the outrage is the way it is. The beats on this album are great. They're fantastic. I don't know. I think their energy is perfect here. I really do. But you'll hear more of my thoughts when I release the review later on this week. Yeah, definitely give the new Run the Jewels album a listen. But that's all I got as far as recommendations are concerned for today. I'll be safe out there. Express yourself. Let these people know you are not to be trifled with. And that's really all I got to say. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. The next one will probably be I don't know what, but I'll see you in it, you know? And if you rock with me, you'll see me in it. You know what I'm saying? That's really all I got to say. I can read your mind, babe. Oh, that lets me know that you don't know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you didn't listen to the Avant song. You trash.